Alright, y'all,
And
Angus
every time stammer
Fabrication
and
goes
stutter and
up.
not want to
There
say
we
it.
go.
But now,
Huh?
you say like you don't care about Israel, and I totally understand that. The
Yeah,
problem though is that
there we
Israel has
go.
received
Starting to look
far
good,
more
cleaning
aid
it
from the
on
United
up, right?
States than any other country by far over the last 3 or
Yeah,
4
like
decades.
it, like it,
We
like
pay
it.
for their military. We pay for
Right,
every
when you
time there's a
get
new
that
war.
shelf, it's
We
going to
send
come
them
down
billions
like
and billions
this,
more on top of the $4
down to
billion
the
a year
corner,
that Obama
on an
negotiated with
angle.
Netanyahu.
It's going to
Not
hold
only do that, but
20,
we arm them. The bombs that they
23
use
of
to
them.
kill Gaza
So I'm going to have
civilians
to make
come from the
another
United
small
States.
one. Maybe
And
I'll
I
do
think
that
worst
up
of all,
underneath like
we
I said I
isolate
was going
ourselves
to
from
do.
the entire rest of the world.
But
You've
yeah,
had
the
me both
lathes
serve in
clean
the UN
now.
over the past 7 months,
You know what
where
I
the
mean?
entire world is on one side and Israel and the
I
United
was
States
working
stand
on
alone
the
other,
die holder.
with a couple of those tiny little countries that
Give
we
you a
often
little look
bribe,
at
like
that
Micronesia
there.
and Marshall.
It's starting to come together. I'm going to finish up in the lathe on turning the other side, get that finished, and then we'll put it in the mill and put our flats on it, right? Where we're gonna, that'll hold we'll tap it, and that's where the die will sit, and then over here, that's where we'll put flats on it, and that's where the arms will go that'll hit the ways of the lathe when it's turning.
So I'm not animated by
Yeah, we're on our way. We're on our way.
Anything really. I'm just like trying to. I live here. So
I just wanted to give y'all a quick little update. Looks good.
And if you're changing
by the way,
for stripping my rights from me, that we've had for 250 years on behalf of any other place, you are my enemy. Like, it's just that simple. You are my enemy. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't want even.
What y'all think? You like that? It turned out alright? I think it turned out alright.
The devotion to Israel is so great and so incomparable to the devotion of any other foreign country that it's to the point that
Dang, I'm going all over the place,
are willing to deconstruct.
Let's do one.
Erode
There we
and
go.
sacrifice the core basic
I said there we go.
Americans, by definition, we're supposed to enjoy.
Yeah, we finished that, right? There was a couple of them that was left over. They're over in this side now.
Very interesting conversation that they're having. And the thing about, you hear a lot of conspiracy, is there even really a conspiracy theorist? You know what I mean? Is that even a real thing? But just talking about Glenn Greenwald, he does not give into, I can say myself, I give into the conspiratorial. You know what I mean? I'll be like, what do you mean the earth is hollow? Let's talk about this. Hold on a second. You know what I mean? I'll go outside and start knocking on the street and be like, okay, it might be. Glenn Greenwald does not do that. He's just a straight up journalist. It's just straight up facts. It's just straight up research.
There we go.
He has sources.
We got a
he
couple.
Give up his sources. I mean,
Spring
the reason
college.
that he lives in Brazil.
But see, I didn't do the spring college for the mill per se, right? Because if you can do it with the R8collets that go to the spindle, you'll get a much straighter drive, stronger, less movement in it, right? You'll yeah, you get it's a lot better with less connections to it. You understand what I'm saying? So you got that ER32 collet chuck, the ER32 collet, the ER32 to R8. You know what I mean? Like it's so many different. It's too much. But if you can go R8 to collet, boom, right to spindle, and then tighten it down, that's perfect.
I don't know, for lack of a better term,
you hear me? That's perfect. So I'm thinking about getting a
and a lot of people just sum it up quickly and just say, Ben is Israel first.
Are they called automatic chucks? Hand tightening chucks.
It kind of does seem that way. But
you tighten it by hand and it locks. You ain't got to use the keyless chuck. I think that's what they're called, keyless chucks. So yeah, I'm thinking about a keyless chuck for this. What do y'all think about that? I mean, it's not like it's a Bridgeport or a big milling machine, but it's my milling machine, man. I wanna treat it right, bro.
Clicks back in. He understands that he needs to focus on America. America is the thing to be focusing on 100%. But yeah, it's very interesting how he reacts, because when it comes to funding Ukraine, he had one opinion, which was, it needs to stop. And then when it came to funding Israel, which almost happened, sadly, because of October 7th, almost happened in the same breath, all of a sudden he was like, yeah, no, that definitely needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice mill. I like my milling
needs to
machine, bro. I'm not talking bad about my baby.
Interesting the way all of that
You
has
hear me?
unfolded. And Patrick Bet David,
I am not
really
talking bad
good.
about my baby.
He said from October 7th and from what happened in
I'm
2020,
just saying.
the whole pandemic, people have been stripped, and you can see who stands where very, very clearly.
I'm thinking I might get that.
And that's a good thing, right? I mean, October 7th happened.
I think so.
And it became, I remember just watching people just in lockstep, like Project Mockingbird style. People were just like, let's go to war. I expected it from Lindsey Graham. Nikki Haley, I didn't know that well. When I saw it from her, I was like, whoa. Then all of a sudden the Ben Shapiros and the Barry Weisses and all these people were just coming out of the woodwork. And I'm like, whoa. Everybody was just saying no war in Ukraine, and now it's this all-out war, when in regards to Israel and versus Hamas. It was I was like, whoa, this is interesting to see. And I understood everything. I saw all the images like everybody did, but I was like, you were acting like you were standing on principle when it came to the whole Ukraine thing, and now all of a sudden, because there's some emotion involved.
Shop Kohl's and make the most of sunny days with stylish dresses from bold patterns and bright colors with flowy fits and on-trend details. You'll find great prices on styles for every summer occasion when you shop at Kohl's.
All of a sudden, all that went out the window, because I can find you images of what's going on between Ukraine and Russia that are terrible. I've had friends who are, I don't know what I would call it. They have access. I'll just say that. And they showed me some things, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Jesus. My one buddy's like, yeah, I'm watching this all the time. I was like, what? And it's bad. It's really bad. Just as bad as the stuff that you saw on October 7th. It was crazy. It was crazy, the images that I was seeing. But it's just interesting that all these people, probably neither of them have seen the images on either side of those events, and they still had this weird emotion kick up and all of a sudden became war hungry. It was very odd. Ben Shapiro completely flipped. Even when it came to, what Glenn Greenwald said about the whole Palantir thing only giving jobs to Jewish people. I detest that the same way I detest it when I hear that Boeing is looking at some, the flight attendant, and they're like, you want to be a pilot? And she's like not nearly ready to be on her own, and they're like, put her on her own. Yep. No, you don't need some old white experienced man bringing you down, girlfriend. Get in there. I see that, and I'm like, oh, that's terrible. That's frightening. Oh no. Oh no. I don't like that at all when I see that for black people. And I would think the same thing in that situation. Any situation. If any tweet popped up and it said only these people can apply for these jobs because, I'd be like, okay, cool. Whatever. Even in this, when I hire people, you think I'm only going to hire conservatives? When I hire an editor, this and that? No. I'll have a whole spectrum of people. I don't care. It would be tough to have a communist. It'd be tough. We'd have to really hash some stuff out, that person and I. But if you're left leaning, right leaning, wouldn't really matter. I'm not gonna only give jobs to certain people. I definitely wouldn't be like only black people. This is only gonna be for black people, or this is only gonna be for white people. Whatever. Preaching to the choir, I know. But let's get into what Ben actually said to Tucker. If you are a avid watcher of the show, you probably already saw me do a segment on this, but let's just touch on it. Quick minute clip.
You blame society, you don't have an answer. So it must be conspiracy. There must be some sort, and you're just asking questions. You don't know. Right? This is the game that is played by so many corrupt commentators just asking questions. I don't have to show you evidence that something terrible is happening. I don't have to actually demonstrate how the thing is happening. I don't have to tell you who the problem is. Wink, wink. But I can just tell you right now that there is a problem. But even and if I'm asked about it, hey, I'm just asking questions. Now, let me tell you something about just asking questions for a second. Just asking questions is a game for children. My son is 7. He can just ask questions. My daughter is 10. She can just ask questions. If you're 50 and you are just asking questions, I don't think you're just asking questions. I think that your level of curiosity is actually quite low. I think that you don't care enough to know or know enough to care. I think that the vast majority of people who are in the just asking questions business have an answer that they want to suggest, but they know there's no evidence for it, so instead they hide behind just asking questions. In other words, they're completely full of
Ugh, he sounds just like a black liberal. That's exactly how black liberals think. Oh, you know what you're getting at, and you know they're just inching towards throwing that race card at you, and you're just like, oh god, oh man. Let me guess. Everyone who's asking questions is racist against black people.
We got our
like,
whole
exactly.
tech now.
Oh my god, that's why we need reparations. Oh god. Oh goodness. That was what Ben was about to get to. He was about to talk about how, everybody who's doing that, at the end of the day, they're trying to bring up an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory about the Jewish people running everything. Oh, wow. Yeah, I hate that across the board. I hate people doing that across the board, man. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I'm colorblind or anything like that. I see color, and I know about all the stereotypes, and I see when they're true, and I see when they're not, and sometimes they're true in me. Can't swim. Hey, I can't. I'm gonna learn. But right now I can't. Some stereotypes are true. But I just, man, I hate when I see people just giving into that so hard. Just so hard. But yeah, definitely a hard call out from
Alrighty, y'all.
On Ben Shapiro and Barry Weiss.
One more down.
And it's interesting that
see y'all a little bit.
There's a few more things
we're going here first, right? And then no. Wrong. There we go. Oh, will it huh? Okay, so there we go. Oh no, I moved it. Bring it back up.
Learning how to use your meter. It's a quick reference for the values of what each feature does. You can download this for free in the description below. So by understanding these measurement units, we can now understand a lot more things on a meter. For example, this is a manually ranging meter. A meter with no numbers is our ranging automatically between values. Though these meters still allow you to manually select the range with this button. But then we have other meters that don't have auto ranging. With meters like this, you have to select the correct range to get a result. And as we can see, we have a lot of our units here. M for mineral, K for kilo, the symbol for micro, the lowercase m for million, and so on. Now this may seem a bit complicated, but selecting is not awesome. So let's use our multimeter and test this battery. To test it, we simply set the value at the highest range. We then turn it on until we get a reading. If we get a 1, we've gone too far, we need to go to a higher range. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So now we pretty much know everything. But besides this, there's a few more purposes and features of multimeters you should know. For example, on many meters you have a max, minimum, and average option. When this feature is activated, you simply can display the stored maximum or minimum or average voltage reached since activating the feature. The hold button, pretty simple, just stop the display where it is, allowing you to hold values for reference if needed. Besides this, most meters also have a light, which can be turned on and off. And a final thing to mention is never to exceed the voltage ratings on your device. Now this is unlikely as most ratings go up to 500 volts, and it's rare that you'll ever work with anything more than that. It's important to ensure you know the limits of your meter anyway. And finally, how do you select a multimeter to buy? The first thing to consider is what features are you going to need that we'll mention. Another aspect is whether the meter is true RMS. This means root means square. Now some currents can often have waves that distort the wave and cause up to a 40% error rate when reading. However, meters that have true RMS correct for this. So that's an important aspect to consider. The next thing to consider is whether your meter has auto ranging. This feature greatly increases the ease of use, though really it's not necessary. If you're just going to occasionally use a meter, then maybe it's okay to go with a less expensive manual ranging meter. Now in the description below, I've linked multiple options from quality to budget. So if you're interested in buying, you can check it out there.
Sharing healthy meals quickly and without the mess. Frigidaire induction cooktops stop burned-on spills, making cleanup easier and life yummier. For
Okay.
all we share, Frigidaire.
How did industrial design students get a surfer back on the board? Jefferson, redefine possible.
Hello there, and welcome back to another video here on Wristwatch Revival. My name is Marshall. Thank you so much for coming along. This time on the bench, we have this beautiful vintage record watch company watch from probably the late 1940s. At least that's what the research suggests from the owner of the watch. And the owner of the watch is really interesting. His name is Maximilian, and he sent me an email talking about how enthusiastic and excited he was about watchmaking and watches and how much he enjoyed
Little music just popped
watching the
on,
channel. And I thought that was
All right,
really
so
cool. Turns out he's 15
now
years
they've
old.
got
He's from
those
Denmark.
screws in there,
And
right?
he's
You
very,
gotta make
very
sure
good
that
at
the
stuff.
thing stays
The way that he
straight.
got into it was actually interesting, and it's also the way that he got this watch is he would go to flea markets.
What we want to do is we at least want to get a screw through here. I got these 4-inch screws that go through metal, and I really don't even need that. I just need to drill a hole in the metal, and then I can put a drywall screw through here and through here, and that'll hold it in
And there
place.
was a watch that
All
he
I'm
may
doing-
want to go back and look at, so he convinced
All
his
I'm
grandpa
doing
to
is
go
putting
there.
a board
He
that's going
couldn't
to come
find
from
it,
right
so he
here
just
out to
went
here.
inside,
That'll
and
the
sure
collets will sit
he
on.
found this in the pile
You know
of
what I
watches.
mean?
It hadn't been
I
there
think
before.
it's not like it's going to be holding a ton of weight. I could really put one drywall screw and be good, right? But because I got two back here, one here and one here. So if I put one in here, I'll be good. Because all I'm doing is screwing a piece of wood on right here, right? I'm also going to put a screw in it right here,
900 seconds a day fast, so that's not going to work at all. And in fact,
right here along the wood, coming through the back side. I'm going to hit it right here, coming through the wood, and I'm going to screw it down right here, right? So if I get at least one drywall screw right there, I'll be good to go.
Was running at 42 seconds per minute, so hugely fast. And there's definitely something going on that we're going to need to take a look at there. So that's what we're going to do this time for this project. Thank you so much for joining me. I really
Give me a minute, I'll be back.
Basically just replicating what's happening anyway in the mainspring barrel. And this part goes over, and there's a little slot on the side so that when you
Always
wind
wear your
it,
safety glasses.
everything can stay flat. And then once you start winding, boom, you can see the mainspring just starts going into the tool here. And when you get to the very end of it, you get to stuck. And so I'll usually just everything inside of the handle there. And then the handle without having the mainspring go flying out, but you get used to it. And it's a great feeling. And it's and then it's ready for you to put the arbor back in as well. And again, this has that hook on the outside, so it needs to sit on the outside of the mainspring. And I'll use a little bit of medium viscosity oil here
That
too.
sucks,
where that
bro.
arbor interacts with this lid.
Put it back
And
together.
this is the last part of a mainspring barrel. We call it a barrel.
You're
routine.
not.
It has everything: the spring, the arbor, the barrel itself, as well as the lid.
Yeah, I'm putting that back
And there we go.
together,
That
bro.
little tool
This
just
gotta
snap
snap
the
right
lid
here.
into place, and then I can set the mainspring right where it goes. Condition as well. Now, reassemble the second But this is one of the ways that they figured, oh look, we can actually put seconds hand on the same axis that the hour and minutes hand is on, and this is one of the ways that they do it. So this is a little tiny tension spring that just holds that pinion in place. We'll install that later, but I just wanted to get it to put back together. For now, we can do the train wheels, and these are the wheels that take the energy from the mainspring barrel and put it down to the escapement, which actually regulates the watch on how fast or slow that it actually runs. As you can see, each of these wheels represents a huge gearing ratio difference. And if you were to look at how slowly the actual mainspring barrel unwinds, it's very, very slow. And then the center wheel, which I just put in, and then there's a third and the fourth, and then the escape. And when you gear it down like this over and over and over, the end result is that the last wheel on the train spins very, very quickly. And you turn that very slow moving motion of the mainspring barrel, and by the time it gets to the escape wheel, it spins so fast you can't see it anymore, with your naked eye. Okay, now we can put the barrel bridge on. This one happens to have a jeweled center bearing for the center wheel, and then it has the normal non-jeweled for the mainspring barrel itself. Some watches do have a jewel there as well. It does move so slowly though that many of them don't. Now we can put the train wheel bridge on, and this one will have, as you can see, jewel bearings for the third, fourth, and escape wheels. And there, I already got it into place. And by the way, that's a sign of a really well-made watch too, when that train wheel bridge kind of just falls into place and you don't have to wrestle with it for half an hour. It's a very good sign. So another quick test. And if you look in the lower left, you can't even see the escape wheel until it stops. Now we can put the click and the click spring into place. The click is a very simple device. In fact, there's numerous ways that watch companies accomplish this goal. The way that you see here is the most common among the Swiss brands, especially of anything in this era or even up through the 70s. This was a very typical way to do it. It's a little bit tricky, as you can see, but this is called the click spring, and it just provides a small amount of tension on this item here, which is the click itself. And then all that does is bump up against the ratchet wheel, which is attached to the armor, which attaches itself to the mainspring barrel. I know I got a little bit complicated, but it's the thing that spins underneath. And all that does is say, you may spin one way, and you may not spin another way. The typical ratcheting type of situation. Think about with the bicycle you had when you were a kid. If you have one of those bikes where you can spin the wheels.
What y'all planning on doing this weekend? 4th of July is coming up. We celebrate another birthday to our great countryman. A great surprise for our country. Get rid of Joe Biden and Mayorkas and what's his name? Dang, how do I forget his name every time? Garland. District Attorney George Garland.
And that's because every time you wind your watch by hand, which this is a hand-wound watch, you have to do it every time, that crown wheel is what it's called, and it does spin when it is up against the ridge there. Okay, 2 tiny screws here to hold on that center piece, and that'll allow that crown wheel to rotate around it. There's, again, a number of ways that you can hold that crown wheel in place. Many brands choose to do this, which is to use 2 offset silver screws. Some brands choose to use 1 screw in the center, but if you do that, they will almost always make it a reverse threaded screw so that the screw doesn't get backed out by the natural winding motion of the watch, because that goes the same direction that it would in the screw if it were one. Okay, so this is now the ratchet wheel, and as you can see, it has a square center hole, and that lines up with the top of the barrel armor, which is sitting in the barrel underneath. It sort of attaches them together like a sandwich, so that you get this ratchet wheel on the top and then the actual barrel underneath. And as you can see, when I wind it, it'll actually start unwinding as well. Now, we can flip the watch over and take a look at the keyless works here, and this hasn't changed in a long time. Again, this watch is from the late 40s, and everything looks basically identical to how watches have been made since. This has really become the typical way to do it, and it uses what's called a clutch wheel and sliding clutch to accomplish two goals.
Hey guys, if you guys stuck in there this long, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And this is a little mix-up of some woodworking. I think there's a little bit of metalworking in there. But I just wanted to get you guys a video out and show you some of the progress that I'm making. And it had to do with the collets and all, getting them organized and in place and stuff. So I just wanted to say thank you to y'all. Hit that subscribe button for me, like and share, and come back and check us out again. Please check out our videos, man. We got a nice catalog of videos. We got shorts there. Check them all out. Tell your friends about us. Atkins Fabrication and then some. Pop, lock, and drop it. Let's go. Let's get this out there. 1,000 subscribers, July 22nd. You guys want to support the channel any further, you can go on to Patreon, Atkins Fabrication, and then some. Become a watcher. You get plans over there, everything on different projects. Upcoming projects that ain't even been done yet. There's already plans for stuff over there. I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you for making us what we are today. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't be where we are today. I mean, we really ain't too far, but we're far enough. God bless each and every one of y'all, because He has me. I'm a living testament of God's strength and power, man. I was homeless, lived in abandoned houses. I was a drug addict. I'm going on 7 years clean today. I worked the same job for the last 5 years. I have my own shop that I make my own YouTube videos for my own brand, Atkins Fabrication, and then some. That's the then some. I love y'all. Holla back at ya.
Where these next two wheels will sit, just to make sure that they can spin smoothly and not have any issues down the line. That's just an intermediate wheel, and this is the minute wheel here. These are just geared so that they turn at the appropriate number of times, which is, a minute wheel wants to turn full rotation once per minute. A little bit of medium oil once again on these posts. And then this is just the other side of the barrel, and I'm going to use the same technique that I used before, where I just let the oil kind of seep in. Now I got a little bit too much, so I'll use some liquid. You just don't want it to just sit moving. Again, same viscosity oil for inside of the sliding clutch, because that's actually where this part right here, which is called the yoke, it interacts with it. And again, whenever you have metal on metal, you want to have a little bit of lubrication there, just to make sure that there's no shavings and things don't deteriorate over time. Now this is the one to fly spring. This is the one that's jumped away on me the most. As you can see, it's a tight fit and it's a pretty beefy spring, because you really do need to have serious pressure on that yoke. But I got a pretty decent technique for getting it in there. Pinning it down with a stick or a piece of pegwood, and then using your tweezers to kind of drag it into place has really worked well for me. And here I'm going to use some grease for where that spring meets up with the yoke, and on the other side where the yoke meets up with the setting lever, and just make sure that this is, properly lubricated. And then again, same issue. I have a little bit too much sitting on there, so I'm just going to use the R8collets to clean up any excess. Okay, now we can put the setting lever spring on, and this is a two-step process. Basically, you set it into place, you put the screw in, and you screw it down, but you don't have to screw it down all the way because you do have to make sure that the spring part is actually properly engaged. And you just do that like this. See, and now it's stuck over and engaged, and now I can finish screwing down this part and make sure that it's actually secure. A quick test just to make sure that it's working, and once again I can use the grease to make sure that any of the parts that are actually metal on metal get properly positioned. And again, if there's any extra R8collets, which is kind of like silly putty, but for grown-up-ish people, it'll clean it up for you. Now, I did not put the pallet fork here into the watch cleaning machine. You can usually do so, but it is the pallet fork jewels are actually held in place by an organic material called shellac that you heat up and then it dries very, very hard and very, very dense. Technically, the chemicals in the watch cleaning machine could soften it, so I leave it out and I clean it in a solution called One Dip, where you just put it in, give it a good slosh, and then dry it off, and so you reduce that risk of softening the shellac to basically zero. I have put pallet forks into the watch cleaning machine and not had issues as well, so it's not a huge deal either way, I don't think, but it's just, better to be on the safe side. Okay, now we've got the pallet fork in place, and that means that, oh, and by the way, this is a similar process too, where you make sure it's set and then you finish screwing them down. But now we can put in the balance, and we'll see if this watch wants to run for us. Remember, it was running very, very fast. Oh. It's closed. It does definitely want to run, and it is running, but it looks like it's kind of barely going. Yeah, just a little bit of a stopper there. Now, it's important to remember, I haven't even finished, installing the bridge yet, and there, it looks like it actually kicked up after I got it screwed down all the way. It does look like it's running a little bit slow still. Low amplitude, not a lot of power there, but we haven't actually oiled the watch yet. So let's do that part now, and I'll show you how to do it. For some of the jewels, particularly this one, we use the medium viscosity oil. This is the center jewel, so this is one of the bigger, heavier wheels in the watch. The rest of them, we're going to use Mobius 9010, which is the thin viscosity oil. And you want to use a very, very, very small amount of it, where it just coats the inner part of that pivot. If you use too much, it's interesting. What will happen is it'll actually flow down that pivot, and it'll go down into the watch. Now, there's not enough there to screw stuff up, but what it means is that oil is no longer suspended in the pivot and doing its job because it all drained out to go down to the bottom part. So you do actually want to use a very, very, very small amount if possible. Now, this is actually really cool. So this watch, even though it's from the late 40s, has what they call an Inca block shock protection system on it, which is what you see here. It's a brass spring that means that if the watch were to get dropped, it won't necessarily snap that pivot. Where watches from this era and before, it was very, very common for the balance staff to break. It basically, if you dropped your watch hard, you could pretty much guarantee that you have a good chance of having a broken balance staff. But as a feature, it came out. Now it's ubiquitous. Nobody makes watches without shock protection. But at this time, this was pretty new. Inca block was some tech. I'm really impressed by this watch. This movement in this watch was a high-end movement for its day. It really, somebody, that wanted a really nice watch that could last them a very long time is the one who bought this. As you can see, this jewel is now flat and reflective and no longer has any dry oil on it. And that means that I can replace the oil, again, with the Mobius 9010, that thin viscosity oil. And as you can see, I just put a tiny droplet right in the center. And then I can put the jewel setting on it, and it'll actually stick together because of the capillary action from the oil. But yeah, I'm impressed by this watch. Most watches from this era don't have shock protection system at all. And they even put it on the dial of the watch that it has Inca block and on the case back as well. This was a feature that people wanted, and that they understood that this would increase the longevity of their watch quite a bit, and it really does. Okay, now I can just replace that Inca block setting, and after I finish would prefer to remedy that rather than leave it. My tolerance for a watch of this age is I want it under 1 millisecond. Perfect is 0 milliseconds. That's what you really, that can be very difficult to achieve on a watch like this. But, you know, at least to get it under 1, it'll run fine, it won't affect the timekeeping, everything will be good. But 3.8, 3.9, like that's actually pretty far out. So what I can do here is, we have to go backwards a little bit, and I'm going to actually just let down the mainspring and take apart the balance and take out the pallet fork and stuff, and then I can put the balance back into place, and this will allow us to get at least an idea of what direction we need to go. So if you take a look at the 2 metal posts at the bottom and then the jewel that sits in between, you can get an idea for which way it's facing. In this case, it's facing off to the right a little bit, which means that I need to move the whole.
Alright, so now we're letting it dry, right?
To the left.
Dry, and we're going to attach this one.
I don't know, 3, something, some
Alright,
fraction
sand it down.
of a tiny amount. And the way that I do this is I disassemble the entire balance, and then
It's the top
the
of it.
hairspring is actually held on by a
It'll
metal
finish fine.
collet. And if I take a tiny screwdriver, I can actually turn it. You see how much I turned it? That was it. Like that tiny little amount over to the side in an attempt to get that jewel to rest between like that. So if I give it a quick flick and see where its natural resting state is, I want it between those 2 posts about as close as I can get. And that looks pretty good actually. That was a decent shot at a first adjustment. So let's take a look and see how it does now. Hey, that's much better. 0.8 milliseconds, in fact 0.7, and it's still running at +1 seconds a day and 234 degrees of amplitude, so I am thrilled with that, and we're going to call this a runner. Now take a look at the crystal. It's got some pretty deep scratches on it, but I wanted to keep the crystal original, but this is actually in good shape overall, so I'm going to refurbish this crystal instead of installing a new one this time. So
The hole for the ER32, right? Before we hang it up. We're down to our last.
Scotty Scheffler has been detained by police in handcuffs after a misunderstanding of traffic flow led to his attempt to drive past a police officer into Valhalla. Go. Now being detained in the back of the police car.
So, is this an off-duty police officer directing traffic at the country club? Is it a gate guard thinking he's all uppity? Is it because Scotty went past a cone?
And we'll save these. They'll come in handy for something. They're good to have. We got a few of them too. Save them all. There we go. Right? And Alright, let's go sit up there like that. And then we'll make another one. But this one for now. And what I'll do now, right?
Yeah, but then you have Patrick Cantlay
That's a good side though. Right? So now,
It's 0 of 0. No, he didn't even show up. Yeah, he didn't show up. I think this probably goes to 100. Maybe that's why. Let's see. Let's see if that's just the top 100. It's a top. Yes, it's the top 100. There's nowhere on top. Tiger Woods. The greatest golfer of all time. Oh, I just found it. No, he's still Tiger. I found it. Where is he? 807. Ooh. But again, last time.
and don't forget guys, because this is wood, I am not fabricating. Just so I don't get no bad comments in the comment section, because people don't know the definition of fabricating. But anyway, hey guys, if you're stuck in here this long, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, man, help me hit that algorithm. I'm still trying to get in there and get me 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, July 22nd, man. I really appreciate it. I'm 47. Let's get 1,000 subscribers. That's what I'm trying to do, to show everybody that the little man can do it too. You know what I mean? Everybody who's still counting out and all that, yeah, the little man can do it too. Let's get it. Now here, this piece of wood that I'm messing with right now, this is going to be a caddy for the R32collets. Now it's not going to hold all of them. It only holds 23. But the other 14 that I got, I'm going to make a smaller one and attach it underneath of it. And I'll show you how I'm going to do that in another video. But this one here, there we go. Check it out.
Clips I've ever seen on a government official. That's absolutely outrageous. He has the ear of the president. Yeah, right. How has he not been fired? How has he not? I mean, dude, you can't even explain the money supply. You don't even know what you're talking about here. You just admitted you don't understand it. You don't get it. I wonder if that could be part of the reason we're in the situation we're in. It's in. It sure is incredible. It's incredible. Like you said, it's hard to believe it even happened. Is that AI? Did somebody do an AI version of him? No, that's actually Jared Bernstein. I mean, it's more than embarrassing. That's. Well, it's dangerous. It's dangerous stupidity that from the people who are running this government. But this was when the adults were going to take over. Yes, remember? We're here. How do you like it now? Yeah. How do you like the Secretary of State rocking out in Ukraine with his guitar? I love that. Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that Jared Bernstein can't explain anything when it comes to economics. That's great. From the chief economic advisor. Huh. Yeah, that works out really well for us. It really does. So anyway, he was on Neil Cavuto yesterday. We're going to show you that here in a minute. You don't want to miss this either because Cavuto asks him to explain the 9% lie.
Bringing down inflation is 9%. 9%. 9%.
Over and over. He has said that multiple times. That it was 9% when he came into office. KJP explained it yesterday. Well, the economic, what he was simply saying was, yes, that's the line. The economic conditions existed for 9%. No, that isn't what he says. It's Pat Gregg unleashed. Seriously beyond description and beyond belief. I don't understand how you would give this administration another 4 years to continue the demolition of the United States of America. I don't understand how independents could go along with this, how even Democrats, how do you go along with this? If you're a Democrat and you're watching this, and I guess you're not seeing these things because CNN's not playing them and MSNBC isn't playing them. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're in that little cocoon and all you see is what they want you to see. And so you don't see anything like Joe Biden's top economic advisor, Jared Bernstein, not able to explain the money supply, why we print money and borrow money. I mean, this is worth watching again, and this is just the setup, actually, for something that happened yesterday, but here he is from last week explaining the money supply.
Like you said, it's the dollar, so why doesn't the government continue to borrow?
Well,
Right.
So some of this stuff gets, some of the language at the end, and some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money.
Yeah.
And definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. The
said it wasn't confusing, but I'm a little confused because you admitted that you don't get it. His exact words were, I don't get it. Unquote. Here we are. America. Here we are. And it's astounding. It truly is. I don't understand our world right now. I can't make any sense of it. I honestly want the presidential administration, the cabinet, and the movie Idiocracy over what we're experiencing now. It would be better, smarter, better for the country. And they actually wanted the country to succeed in Idiocracy. This one wants to destroy it. Meanwhile, Joe Biden keeps saying the same thing over and over and over again.
Inflation is 9% on the chemicals.
No.
9%. But you know it.
Okay, but look, it was 1.4%. Okay, it was 1.4%. Now, the excuse yesterday from JJP was the economic conditions existed that made it 1%.
No.
Over a year later, a year and a half later, it went up to 9%.
Now that they're being questioned by multiple people about why the president continues to lie about the 9%,
Yeah.
now they've got the marching orders.
Yeah, it's the economic conditions that he was talking. And no, he wasn't. No, that's not what he said.
That's not what he says. Nobody's ever said.
You're out.
So here's Neil Cavuto challenging the genius who doesn't get it, Jared Bernstein, on the inflation claim.
You want to get behind why the president keeps claiming this. This is what talking about inflation. Take it.
Okay.
We have dramatically reduced inflation from 9% down to close to 3%. We're in a situation where we're in a better situation than we were when we took office. 9%. But the people have a right to be concerned. I think inflation has gone slowly up. Before the 9% when it came in, and it's now down to about 3%.
How do you keep doing that? Why does he keep saying that? You're his top economic, you're the head of the Council of Economic Advisors. The other whispers here, Mr. President, just to be technical about it, it wasn't 9% when you sued office, it was 1.4%. It got as high as 9% in 2022. You brought it down from that, but it was never, ever, ever 9% when you came into office. So why does he keep saying that?
Well, first of all, let me point out that in that very quote you played, the president talked about how concerned he was for households struggling with prices, and he consistently.
That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. So how does he keep misrepresenting this?
He's making the point that the factors that caused inflation declined to 9%.
Pause it for a second. He wasn't talking about factors that caused 9%. He wasn't talking about that. How do you claim that's what he was talking about when he wasn't? He didn't say anything about the factors that contributed. He said it was 9% when he took over.
So that caused inflation to climb to 9%. We're in place when he took office.
That's not what he said. He said it was at 9%. It would eventually go to 9% a little over a year.
Thanks to him.
It wasn't 9%. So if I can't trust him with reporting data in real time, why should I believe what he's talking about now?
Shouldn't.
So the annual growth in core inflation in the second quarter of 21 was in fact about 9%.
Yeah.
And his point about inflation down 60% off its peak is very much the case. So
No, it wasn't. It was not at that. So you're almost as bad as here. Why can't you just say it was high, got as high as 9%?
Yes.
And be accurate in saying that. And we have now brought it down. We're struggling in around the 3% area, but it's better than it was. But instead, to hang it on his predecessor, that you inherited something.
It's a lie.
It was through the roof when we were in the middle of COVID. It just seems to be American people. When you're a Democrat, hold on. You're just lying.
Thank you.
I hear you.
No, you
The president was making the point that I think is unequivocally true. The factors that took inflation to 9% were in place when he took
That
office.
is not what he said, Jared, and you're a very smart guy with this.
No, he's not. No, he isn't.
You could just tell him, Chief, I gotta tell you, Mr. President, whatever you say, you might even back one bill. That's how close you are. So just say, sir, it was not 9%. Stop it.
saying it.
But the more you say that, the more people don't believe what you're saying.
Thank you.
Look, I think when you get most of that is it's true.
trying to deceive you
Pay
about
attention real quick.
other people, the people that represent
Listen to what he
Biden.
say.
They're shameless liars. They're the Russia people,
Russia,
the laptop
Russia.
from hell people, the 51 intelligence agent people.
51.
They're the people that said all sorts of lies about military, about our great military. They make up stories about our military. It's disgraceful what they can do, and they're so destructive to our country.
Yes, they are.
They're the people that really destroy everything that they touch. That's why this November the people of Wisconsin are going to tell crooked Joe Biden, remember The Apprentice, you're fired.
You're fired.
Get out. You've done a horrible job.
You bum.
You've done a horrible, horrible job. Worst president in history. Get out. You're fired. Get out.
Get out, you
We can't
bum.
get him out fast enough. I'm worried about the next 5 months.
All right,
We could
y'all.
end up in World War III
Well,
with this person. He's the worst
if you decide to listen to it, I'll leave it play. Well, here we go.
administration has been
We'll clean out the
nonstop
lathe really well.
He has been a catastrophe.
There's the
It's been a
mill.
non-stop catastrophe, but one of Crooked Joe's most destructive moves yet is the lawless executive action he is taking today. You've been reading in the middle of the largest border invasion in world history. There's never been a border in the world that's like this border that we have, where probably 17, 18 million people by now have entered our country illegally. Joe Biden's formally granting mass freedom. He's going to formally grant
all the way
a
down.
mass
We
amnesty
still got
to
14
millions
more
of
to make
illegal
one
aliens
for.
that came into
We're
our
going to put that right there underneath there. Put a shelf right
you
there.
have people- You have people that have been working
There's
for
the
10
die
years
holder.
to try and come in legally, and they just keep working. Under this program,
That's the gear adjustment. We're working. I already got it tacked, everything. So we're just going to have to slit it in the center, and that's it.
Because if you look at the Hispanic population,
Get them brass pieces that I made that actually move along it. It moves inside of that track, right? And then gears, it helps them to mesh together the way that they should, so they spin.
I like that person right there.
Yeah.
But they
I
give
gotta
them
figure out
free
how to get them to
they give
lock
welfare,
there.
They give them free health care, food stamps.
I don't know.
Chain migration, one of the catastrophic things, one of the many catastrophic things that we're confronted with when they come in. Crooked Joe is sending a message to the world that he rewards illegal entry, and that's what's happening. They hear about all of the things that are coming in, and don't kid yourself, the ones that are hurt the most, the black population, the Hispanic population, and you know what else? Who else is hurt badly? Unions, because unions are not able to compete with this. This is a mass entry into our country, and the unions are getting absolutely killed by it. All an illegal alien has to do is sign up for his new program. It's a sham marriage or college degree. Think of this. And they can expect amnesty and taxpayer support. They want to get taxpayer support. We are supporting people that come in illegally, but our soldiers, our veterans, are dying on the streets of these horribly run Democrat cities. Our country is under invasion. We should not be talking amnesty. We should be talking about stopping the invasion instead. This is an invasion of our country. We have to seal the border. We have to let people come into our country, but they have to come in legally. We have to send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home where they belong. We have no
See ya.
choice. We have no choice.
See ya.
Don't forget, all over the world, the prisons.
You're welcome to come back if you do it the right way. Other than that, fuck off.
They're all being emptied out. And I don't blame them. I know the leaders. I know so many of the leaders. I had to deal with them. I dealt with them very nicely. I said, you don't behave, we're not going to give you any of the money. We pay them so much money and they do nothing. Get stolen all over the place. But I had a lot of things. We wanted to bring them back. They wouldn't let them come back. I was told that for years Obama couldn't get anybody out. We suffered with MS-13 by the thousands and thousands that killed people, that cut up. 2 young girls cut up in Long Island, cut up to pieces and died by MS-13 monsters, and we couldn't get them out of our country. And I came back and I said, why? They said they won't take them back. Honduras, you take a look at Honduras, and any one of the Mexico to a certain extent, Mexico a little bit less. But we have countries all over South America, countries all over the world that wouldn't take them back. But in the case of the 4 countries, I said, here's what we did. El Salvador is an example, very tough, smart, good leader. But I would have been more advanced than him. I would have had the jails completely empty instead of almost empty. You know, if you take a look at Venezuela, you see what's happening there. 72% down in crime because they're taking their gangs, their drug dealers, also their prisoners. And where have they brought them? To the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Until it's time for me to go. I might make it the whole time.
No. Who can believe that they allowed this to happen to our country? Now, who can believe that they would do this to a country? Now, Joe Biden doesn't have a clue. Now, we're going to watch. Is anybody going to watch the debate? He's going to be so pumped up. He's going to be pumped up. You know all that stuff that was missing about a month ago from the White House? What happened? Who left it? Somebody left it there. I wonder, let's see, somebody left a laptop in an office of a gentleman who was supposed to fix the laptop from hell. He never picked it up, and somebody didn't pick up hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine. I wonder who that could have been. I don't know. Actually, I think it was Joe. But Crooked Joe's action today is an illegal, unconstitutional amnesty without approval from Congress, no approval from the courts or the American people, but he never does that. He did that with the tuition, and that didn't work out too well. He got rebuked, and then he did it again. It's going to get rebuked again, even more so. It's an even more vile attack. But he did that with tuition just to get the publicity for the election. He doesn't care about that. He just wants to see if he can get it by the election. Like with all my stuff, they get these people from all over, go after Trump. They never did this before. This is like third world country stuff. Go after Trump. But he did nothing wrong. That doesn't matter. Just go after him. Go after him. And we don't care what happens after the election. Just do it. Mess it up. No country has ever done this outside of a few third world horrible banana republics. Very rarely done. This Biden amnesty is a direct attack on American democracy, and yet another example is how Biden and his communists are demolishing our constitutional system and replacing it with a corrupt and fascist regime. These are fascists. These are bad people. And I don't think he's calling the shots. I'll be honest. I think he's not. I'm talking to you like a small little gathering of, 20,000 people. But I don't think he's calling the shots. I really don't. I almost sound when I talk about, Alphonse Capone was indicted less than Trump. I'd never heard the word indictment, and then all of a sudden, all that's coming from all different angles at me, all caused by Biden and his thugs. But it's not going to happen. It's interesting because we're doing better now than we've ever done because people know it's a scam. It's a big scam. And the Biden betrayal is not going to stand. When I'm reelected, Joe Biden's illegal amnesty plan will be ripped up and thrown out on the very first day that we're back in office. Because he's just using that group. But he's going to let everybody come in because you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to sign these people up and register them. They're not citizens. They're not allowed to do it. It's illegal as hell. We're filing court cases all over the place. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to vote. What other reason? He is, but they're not stupid. The people that surround him is his leaders. His leaders aren't stupid.
All right, there
you
go.
can't cheat that well in an election and be stupid, okay? Mm-hmm. But so you say they're either stupid or they hate our country, or the third thing is they want to sign people up to vote. And that's what they're doing right now. They're signing people up to vote. The people don't even know where they are. And they're getting them cards to vote. They're trying to register them to vote. And we're in courts all over the place, and we're going to get it stopped, and we're not going to let what they did 4 years ago happen again. Our country is being destroyed. Joe Biden wants to be the president for illegal aliens, but I will be the president for law-abiding Americans, every background, every walk of life, every race, religion, color, and creed. I'll be the president. Thank you very much. Crooked Joe's mass amnesty comes in the wake of a series of horrific murders by, I call them the Biden illegals. They come in here so illegally. They just walk across, not vetted, not checked. All over the world they're coming from. The Congo and Africa, 22 people coming out of jails recently. And where are you from? The Congo. Where did you live? In a jail. What did you do? We don't want to say. But they come from Africa, from Asia. They come from the Middle East. They come from South America, but they come from all over the world. And they're really very, in many cases, very, very bad people. The only good thing is they make our gang members look like nice people by comparison. You know the good thing about Biden's administration, right? He makes Jimmy Carter look like a genius by comparison. Jimmy Carter's administration looked brilliant by comparison. In all fairness, he wasn't doing things like this. He wasn't allowing 17, 18 million people to walk into our country unchecked, unvetted. We have no idea who the hell they are. Day after day, week after week, more Americans.
See how it's bowed? Yeah, it danced out. It's got a big old bow in it, look. Because it moved along the waves, it pushed it back. You see it? Yeah.
Came from El Salvador, murdered a woman, at least one.
That thing would have been chopping the whole time. Until it stopped.
He came into the United States afterwards.
Bull hockey. Bull hockey, a little bit of Milwaukee, and a little bit of R8. Yeah, I'm out.